Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. If you guys only knew what just happened, you would be laughing.
This is live backstage action. Okay, whatever. Okay, how y'all doing? How's everybody doing out
This
there?
is so
Glad to
we
join
got
us.
to sledge. Oh my God, this is so funny.
It's like,
Hello, everyone. Hello. Good evening, good morning. Hold on a second. Good afternoon, depending on where you are watching from. It is Sweet Lips and Sledge, and we are going to bring you again how to save these marriages, okay? Saving these marriages, God's promises for marriage. Leave it to Him, He'll see it through. But
he would.
anyways, I am going to log in here. And once YouTube, we are going to fix this so that you guys would have the pleasure of seeing old soul Wee Lips himself.
Yeah, this beautiful face of mine.
Oh my Jesus, somebody get him.
Well,
Somebody get him.
it
No
is.
matter who it is, whoever wants him, I'm telling you, the bid will start soon. The bid will start soon on this here brother.
That's a high bid for these sweet lips.
Oh,
A high bid.
guys.
Bid starts at 4 stars. I go high. High.
And cars are available on both He First Loved Us and To the Point. So, and super thanks on YouTube. So you heard what Sweet Lips said. It is okay to drop a star or two.
Yep.
Because my little brother said so. And what he said goes.
That's right.
Trying to tell him right now. I'm trying to tell him right now, little bro. I'm trying to tell him right now. Don't be playing. Don't play. Homie, don't play. And Sweet Lips don't play. There you go. And homie, tell him Sweet Lips, you don't play.
Hey, and let's say hi to our fans out there. You know, Anita Baker and all the rest of them, and you know.
Oh, I forgot to text her.
Hi, Anita Baker.
Bad at it.
Yes.
I forgot to text her.
Anita Baker, you bring me joy. So much joy. When I see your face, the light shines on me.
Ooh, hey, whoever wants this one right here, I am telling you. Now, there's no more. I'm not doing nothing for a little bit of change. Take them. Take them. Come right on in and have him take him. It is okay.
That's our good fan out there. That's our good fan.
I'm giving you guys the okay to take this here brother of mine. Mm-hmm. Sweet Lips is out of control.
Hey, that's Anita Baker. That's going to be her nickname for me. Anita Baker. That's her nickname. Anita Baker.
All right, Anita.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, anybody that wants him, there he is. And let me just go ahead and make this public service announcement. When you take him, I'm not guaranteeing that you can have him, okay? Because whoever he belonged to, that's between you, him, and them.
Yep.
No, you, him, I said them like
love should have brought you home last night. Yes, that was Anita Baker, boy.
Anita, that's right. That's my girl. That is my girl. Mm-hmm. Love should have brought you home last night is Tony Braxton.
That's Tony Braxton?
Don't ever run into one like him. He said love should have brought you home last night. And that is
right. That's Tony Braxton. That's right.
You know that you have a player on your hands. Do not fall for anything else that comes out of his mouth. He started. Oh my goodness!
People don't start running. Okay, I'm sorry, Miss Baker. I'm sorry, Miss Baker. I'm sorry. Look at Sweet Lips. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Sorry.
Guys, do not run into something like him. He already showing his true colors and his hand. What's that song, Michael? No, I forget who it is. Angela Renee, I love you. You're from around the way. Hey, you best believe now you're gonna be around the way, girl.
Okay.
But like I said, I don't know who gets him.
Hey, around the way, on the way.
Come home. Do not be surprised because I already told you. I don't know how long you can have that brother for, but do know this.
Used to be posting our number up there. We should be getting calls in.
Hello, Diego Pablo. But me and my brothers having a little fun chitty chit chat. And if you have siblings, you know you just have to
Diego Pablo.
Call it. You got to go and
that one of our new fans, Diego Pablo.
Diego Pablo is on YouTube. That's why I said I got to get you back over to YouTube.
No,
we're gonna get this settled. They can hear your voice and fall in love like the rest of the fools.
Hey, this voice is sweet. This voice is sweet. This is a Barry White voice right here. This is Barry White.
Oh, Jesus.
Barry White voice.
Come on.
Teddy Pendergrass voice right here. This Teddy Pendergrass voice. Listen to me, people. Listen to me. Turn off the lights. Turn off.
Wait, guys. Let me just say. He said turn off the lights. He going into dark places like Diddy. This fool was in a dark place.
Trying to do some Teddy Pendergrass. That's his song. Turn off the lights.
He's going into dark places. He's going into dark places.
Girl, I want to give you a special treat. You've been so sweet. Turn off the lights and light a candle. See, I'm the only one in the world you ever need. Let's take a shower together. I'll wash your body and you wash mine, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Down in some hot oil, baby, yeah.
Can I proceed? Songster. Okay, guys, so we are back on Saving Marriages, God's promises for marriages. Now, guys, let me just go ahead because yesterday we spoke about, what's trending. And so today we're going to try to pick up and let me give you the scripture. We back on track. Now, this scripture is 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4 through 7. And this is something we always need to remember, okay? Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hope, always perseveres. But that's 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4 through 7. So that is the scripture. That is the scripture for today. And now let's get to our next. Now here is a prayer for marriage. This prayer is for a lot of things that go wrong. Intimacy. Father, bless our marriage with intimacy and closeness, both physically and emotionally, that we may nurture and cherish the bond we share as husband and wife. There's the prayer. Your prayer.
I mean, no soulmates in there? If you ain't married?
Well, I mean, I keep saying that
Uh, uh,
people that are in a relationship right now, like all that I am speaking about should help you get over that hurdle into a marriage.
okay, okay.
All of this should help you get over the hurdle into a marriage. Now, here are other examples of unity because we are speaking on unity in a marriage. So we discussed already having a strong sense of trust, respect, and loyalty towards others. We discussed making decisions together, such as financial planning or major life choices. So we went through that. Now, here's some new ones: respecting each other's opinions and values, even when they differ. That right there, I am telling you, I want to say that's a major problem in relationships, period.
Mm,
So, not only in marriage, but in a regular relationship. Like everyone has a different opinion, but you should respect one another's opinion. You know what I mean? And if someone has an opinion that's different than yours, you still should support that person because you're planning on being together.
right.
And why would you want to be with someone that never supports your ideas? You know
Or
what I mean?
support how you feel.
Yeah, even that. So we have to remember that, to me, that is very important. Now, working together to raise children and create a loving family environment. That right there is very, I want to say that can cause problems.
Yeah, I about to say, because you have, yeah, suppose you have a wife that ain't really good at that, and the husband is, and suppose vice versa. Yeah,
But you still should agree. And I think that in the world that we live in today, is that we too often try that old school method. Like, I just think whipping a child should not be, like, it should be your last resort. It should
Yeah,
be the
yeah, I
last
think
thing
it should
that
be
you
your
do.
last resort. But then also, I don't think some of the problems now is some of these parents today too much wanting to be the kid's pal. You ain't the kid's pal. You the parent. There's a line there that you have to balance that because when you don't
Exactly.
balance that line, then that kid sit around here and speak to you like if you were the equal and you're not. But you condone that. There's got to be a balance there. Like, okay,
Right.
we can talk and discuss things, but the bottom line is when it comes to discipline, I'm gonna lay the discipline out. That's how that goes. There's certain things that a line that I'm just not going to allow you to cross.
And then not only that, but I just think that that is something that should be discussed before you even have children. Like, you have to just come to a mutual agreement that um, getting physical should not be an option because today in our world today, um, I want to say a lot of these kids are traumatized because sometimes when I be looking on my news feed and I just see a parent that the child did something wrong, and then all of a sudden you bring that business online and embarrass that child by whooping that child on Facebook or
Okay.
Instagram or whatever. Like, what did you prove?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. And I don't even agree with you. You're right. I don't even agree. Well, back in the day, I did. But I don't even agree with today. Like, hey, it's something, hey, whoa, hey, you know how it is, now you should actually speak to your child. And you're right. Discipline should be the last result. But if you speak to your child, explain things to them, maybe that will work. Maybe that will work. But I'm just saying to me,
And
but
take
see,
things away. Take
it's
things away. That, oh my God, I'm telling you, that
but
worked so well.
you know what? But here's the thing, that works sometimes. Because now with society and the way things is, do you know most of these kids go on like parents ain't got no rights because of things they see. Like, oh, if you tell a child, well, I'm gonna take it, you can't take that away from me. That's like, oh, and who said I can't? Oh, you can't do that because that's part of that's like a mental abuse. That's like, oh, somebody done told you wrong.
No,
See,
you know what that comes from? That comes from the government getting in your business, and then
that's what
they
you said. It's the
into
things
the
that they
schoolhouse
see.
and teach to the kids.
Yeah,
If you're mad with your parents say this or that, you have rights, or like you could bring your parent up on charges, and the kids take that and just run south with it.
And they take your kids, and then here's the thing: as soon as they take your kids turn out worse than what they were in your house. They turn out much worse.
Exactly.
Like, well, you should have left them with me.
Right, but there should be an agreement there, and I just don't think that all of that. This is what I say: pick and choose your battles. Pick and choose your battle, because there are some things that the child's going to do, and it's part of growing.
Yeah.
And then there are things that your child should be held accountable for. But then you as the parent needs to take responsibility.
8 or 9, they should be, you should be able to, like, they know right from wrong by then. You know what I mean? They should get it.
And so no, and sometime, and I can speak on this because it was me at a point in time. Whatever trauma that you have in your childhood is what you bring into your adulthood. So I can honestly say that, and people just didn't get it. Like, they used to ask me, why don't your kids make their own bed? Like, why are you doing the dishes? What? And the only reason why I did not have them making their bed, cleaning their room, whatever, was because when I was young and I was asked to do something and I didn't know how they wanted it done, then all of a sudden, you got your ass whipped. So I made up my mind then that I would never have my kids used as slaves. I just refused to.
Well,
like the dishes, it was something that they didn't do. Like Butterfly, she was 15 when she learned how to clean the bathroom, and that's because Bing showed her how.
Well, with me, I agree. I was on the flip side of that, but see, I'm more like, I'll do the laundry, I'll do the dishes, I'll do all that. But also with my kids, I taught them how to do it because I wanted them to know. Because here's the thing with the problem with some kids, I want them to know that, for one, I'm not a maid. That don't mean, see, I taught them how, if you mess up, learn how to clean up. I'll help you clean it up, but learn how to clean this up. Because sometimes some kids, they get out of hand with it and they mess up the room. You be like, okay, wait a minute, I just cleaned this 5 minutes ago. And I'm not no maid. So then that's when you be like, you know what? You're going to pick those toys up and put them back. Because if you don't pick the toys up and put them back, I'm throwing them in the garbage. You want them? Every spot, pick them up, put it. You got to teach. I taught them, but yet, like I said, I did it all.
Yeah.
I did it, but then I also had them do it.
No, I didn't get that. That was a mental block for me. Like, I mean, even now, LJ is like 28 and I still will make a plate of food and be like, oh, here, Bridget still will make the plate. And like I said, I think it's a mental block because
there's nothing wrong with that.
We tend to be a little too hard, a little too overbearing. And yet kids need to know what chores. And when they did do chores, I did pay them for chores, because I just think that sometimes we tend to take that parental role and we just abuse it, like, get it done because I said get it done and I want to do it. Like, look at here. If you didn't get it right the first time, please get out my way. Like, I knew that the shirts had to be hung according to colors. You know what I mean? Everything, the white shirts, the blue shirts, the red shirts, the pink shirts, everything had to be.
I ain't do all that.
No, that's how it was. And it had to be ironed. So every Sunday, I would iron a week worth of clothes, wash them. Like, to me, at that moment, all I can see is that, like, my kids were happy. And if they weren't smiling, then, you know what I mean? It was like the end of the world to me. To me.
Right.
And you know what I mean? I never had a problem with them in jail. They never got into trouble. You know what I mean? They still turn out to be balanced. But I just did not see. I just couldn't. I couldn't. Even today. Oh, look, my head hurt now. I just. It's to each his own.
Yeah, and I just said it all depends because you have, like, now you have some kids just raised properly, no problem, discipline, all that. But as they got older and got out there, half of them become planting bombs and killing people. You be like, well, they look at them like they were never raised. They were the nicest person. They had everything in the world. You were like, whoa, something went wrong.
Right. But you know what? Those are the ones you see have issues. And instead of you acknowledging, you know what, my child a little bit loose in the head already, and let me get that help right now. Yeah. You want to just overlook it. And then by the time the child turned 18, 19, then you have the street saying, hey, look at here, you crazy, and I'm going to fix this for you. When you as a parent should have fixed that.
As a parent, when it comes to kids, I say when they reach about 10, 11 years old, you have a problem with your kids, that's old enough to say, put the dukes up. Take them out in the room. Let's just shoot. You know me.
Listen to Sweet Lips.
You gotta put the dukes up. You know what I mean? You gotta let them know. Bust move. You know what I mean? Something. You gotta put the dukes up. You know what I mean?
No, I just think that if you show a child a lot of love, and you don't have to be a millionaire to really provide a nice lifestyle for your child. But if a child knows that child is loved, then they would know how to give love to someone else.
I agree, but okay, now we both know this. We both seen it. What about those kids that had love, parents did everything for? They get older, 24, 25, even 30, and still they look at their parents like, you owe me, like you're supposed to take care of me. Oh, it's like, oh, wait. It's like, no, because here's the thing. The parent had always kept doing for them, bailing them out of things. And it's like, when it comes to a point where that you as a grown person have to stand on your own. I don't owe you nothing.
Right. You don't owe them anything. But
it depends on each individual. Some kids it's fine, and some kids it just turns sideways.
Some of these, when a child goes off in that direction, is when a parent was like, here's the food, here's the latest, here's a car, here's this, here's that. You threw everything at that child but yourself. The nanny had them. The neighbor had them. You cannot sit there and say, here is something that's materialistic and you should be satisfied, when all that child is wanting is the person that gave birth or the person that helped gave birth. So, a lot of times there is still something lacking. And then there are times also when mental, and I don't know because I'm not a doctor, that mental health runs in the family. You know what I mean? You just have from the first seed all the way down to the child, whereas you have some schizophrenic in there, bipolar, you know what I mean? So some of these things, and that's what I said, when you see that your child displays a family hereditary on the mental side, then you need to get that child help. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So we're going to continue because we were in Colossians, for those who forgot, 3, verse 12 through 14. And we are speaking on unity, unity in a marriage, but unity also is in a relationship. And for the ones that are single, unity is your community, which can be your neighbors, which can be your church. So unity, I mean, like that's a broad spectrum right there. Like it covers a lot. So, but we're talking about Colossians 3, verse 12 through 14. So I'm going to continue where we dropped off at. This passage is paralleled in Ephesians as Paul was sending out similar instructions to other churches too. He sends a call for us to let Christ rule our hearts and actions, our motives and behavior, and to put our new lives into effectual action. In this way, we will not waste what God has done for or in us or how he wants us to be towards others. These include the obligations and opportunities of living out our ethics and responsibilities that we have regarding God and one another. The image is taken off of grave clothes we have regarding God and one another. Now, the grave clothes as Lazarus did, shedding whatever holds us from growing in him. Because a lot of time there is something holding us back. And a lot of times it's our faith. It's having that faith in God that he's going to pull you through whatever situation that you're going through. And if you know that God is love and Jesus was all about patience and understanding and forgiveness, then you want to be in the image of Christ. So then you should have forgiveness for people. That's you know right. What I mean? You should treat people with respect. Like we should always move in the image, like if you're saying something and I don't understand it, I should be patient with you. I should try to understand, not get annoyed. And a lot of times that's the attitude that we take. We're annoyed. Like, what is she talking about? Oh, well, you know what I mean? Would you hurry up and make your point? Like, no, have patience with, because some people can speak and get their point across. And then you have some people that just want to go around and you already know. They just want to make that long word.
As it was said, old saying, beat about the bush. You know what I mean? It's like, just get to it. Just get to it. I'm one of those. I'm one of those people. Sometimes I have a very short fuse. In my mind, I'm listening and I understand, but sometimes up in here in these brains, I'm saying, get to it already. You're taking a long time.
And really, that happens when, that discussion has went on for way too long. And really, in your mind, you already closed this conversation, but you just wonder why that person's lips are still moving. Like, you're just looking like.
And I do it. You know what I mean? Times, I'm saying something, and, my little honey dip looking at me like, can you get to it? Like, you beating about the bush. And I'm like, I'm getting there. I do
it like that. Get to the point.
Yeah, I do it. You know what I mean? Say what you want to say.
Right. And the flip side to that is know who you are with. Some people don't have the tolerance for this long, drawn out. It's like, damn, write me a letter.
Yeah.
Put it on paper. No, sometimes
I get that. When I'm saying something to my little honey bun, I get that look on her face when she be like, like, won't you just give me a call, text it to me? Get to it already. Right. It's like, come on.
No. Sometime when you really can't express yourself, I say counseling is fine. Sweet Lips said, nah, but look. So when we go with the nah part, put it in a letter. Please don't make it a whole bunch of pages and I feel like I'm reading a book. Hit the whatever the most valuable thing there, whatever it is that's bothering you the most, please start with that. Do not, you didn't do the dishes and you didn't fold the clothes and then, oh yeah, you hurt my feelings and call me fat. Like, why didn't you put that at the top of the list? Like, I just read the first three things and I didn't close myself off from the list too.
You know, I'm one of those, sis, that when I'm saying something, I gotta do comparison. That's my thing. Well, you know, some people, this and that, and I get one of those. We're not some people. Just talk about us right here.
Yeah, that right there, that would drive me to drinking.
Yeah, I'm one of those, and I gotta catch myself. Like, okay,
talk about apples and oranges. Just say what we are dealing with right now at this here moment.
I always got to make an example. That's why I think I was like, okay, well,
no, that's where we make the mistake because
it's like
that's what's happening. The times that you're sitting there trying to put apples and oranges and calling them the same fruit. Basically, what you're doing is giving that person time to get even more mad. You're giving that person time to just be like, speaking of that, now that you want to go and play it that way, I got a couple of things I want to compare myself. Hey, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Our vitality and good character should be the influencers in our sphere of impact, infusing those within our reach for Christ as his ambassador. We are to be wearing his grace clothes as a showcase, not the grave clothes. So grace, and not the grave. Because you know, you wearing anything from the grave, it's going to be deadly. Like, no, but they have, and you just need to show people grace. Because you know, I always say, if God can forgive you and you are expecting him to forgive you for the things that you have done, then you have to learn how to forgive others. Regardless of what, and that is there, people, that is in the Bible. You like, even when a person has done their worst to you, you want to forgive them and pray for them, because the longer you hold on to animosity, the longer you try to get even with that person, you done gave yourself all kinds of health issues, and that person on either ask God to forgive him and he done moved on with his life, or he done moved on to the next victim.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree.
sitting there trying to hold grudges.
I try my best not to pass judgment. I forgive people. It's just like, look, I have my opinion, people have theirs, and I just move on with it. It's like that's it. Because the past judgment is a wrong thing to do, especially if you're within, I can say what I can't use the word holy. I mean, if you believe in the Bible, I mean, you said it has forgiveness in it. God forgive us. You know what I mean? So we supposed to be able to do the same.
Right. And when you forgive someone, that does not mean that you keep throwing their past up in their faces. And that is the reason why you should not be sitting over here trying to have this long, drawn out, compare and contrast type of conversation, because then that just, you know what I mean? Then people, you trigger something. You're triggering something.
Yeah, you're gonna forgive. Stop bringing stuff up.
Right.
You're just like, just forgive. Or if you can't forgive someone and forget, then move on. Move on.
Right. But then I do agree that once you go to apologize to someone for any wrong that you have done and they don't forgive you, then you have to remember that God has forgiven you already, and that person can't keep holding you like every time they see you, or they want to keep throwing your past. You are free. Jesus died. You're free. You're free.
Everybody make mistakes, you know.
Right. You're free.
You're doing what you're doing with your lady, you know what I mean? And she said you bit it too hard. Forgive me, sweetie. I ain't mean to do that. You know what I mean? You got to forgive him. You know what I mean? Give him another chance. You know what I mean?
Guys, you know what? Sweet Lips is always talking about sugar draws, sweet draws, and you see everything that he speaks about always end up with, you know, with the lady, and he the sugar draws, and you bite the draws too hard.
You make fun of me, but you know what? Here's the thing. That is the key. One of the key components to marriage and relationships.
You know what?
I said one of the key points. One of the key points.
It's being held too high.
Well, no. But I mean, key points like every time when someone, we went through this before. Everybody, sometimes someone step out. They don't step out if you taking care of business. Ain't nobody say you got to be great at it. I'm just saying it's a key point. I mean, come on. I mean,
this is true. And you just have some people, you could be great at it. You could be superb at it. And they're just hungry, over-sex creatures. Okay. It don't matter what you do.
Okay.
They want more.
That's true too. That's true.
You say you tired, they out the door trying to find the next action. Woman.
That's true. That's okay. That's true. That one. Okay. You're right. But in time, that slows down. You slow down. You ain't as hungry.
And the sad part about it is, in time, that the man will slow down and the woman will keep it going. That's why I said in some instances, the woman is worse than the man.
Yeah. The
woman is worse than the man. Now, let's continue here. We are to be wearing his grace clothes as a showcase and not the grave clothes of sin. Personal agendas stifle gossip, anger, or bitterness. Rather, we are to focus on Christ. So he is clear in our hearts and minds, directing our will and our behavior. And as you see, even anger leads to sin. Anger leads to sin.
Well,
bitterness.
I mean, anger. Yeah, you know what? Anger and bitterness can lead to sin. It all depends on the individual and what you're angry about. Either way it goes, it shouldn't go no farther with that. I mean, you out there murdering somebody or something. It should never be that bad.
Because you're allowed to get angry, but you cannot hold on to it because it leads to sin. The longer you hold on to anger, to me, the more you start to take that to the next level, and now you're plotting and planning, and the next thing you know, you're getting commissary.
Yeah. Unless, I mean, if it's different, unless you know when you're married and you probably angry at your husband or angry at your wife or something like that. But there's ways to solve that.
Here he go trying to get somebody in the bed again.
I'm just, hey, you know what? That's a good stress release, and everybody go to sleep happy. You wake up nice, and you know,
Okay. And it just depends on the individual. If I am mad about something, let me tell you something. Do not touch my body.
Oh,
do not touch anything on me. You see. If I'm angry, wait, let me do my role. All this is angry.
See,
all this is angry because any part of me.
Yes, but that's the everyone is different. See, that's why when you angry, and they always tell you that. See, the sister said seek counseling, but see, when you seek counseling, they'll tell you the same thing. Never go to bed angry, and if you can actually relieve that anger, by love making, everyone is happy. It releases a lot of things. You forget what you're angry about, and you go to sleep. And if you don't release that in that way, you can release that just by speaking, hugging each other, and just falling asleep. You forgot what you was angry about.
Okay, let me just give you the flip side. Maybe
now listen, your husband out there and he spent the rent money or something. That's different.
If you're angry, this is what I want to say too. When you are angry, when a person is angry, allow that person to just come down. What show is that? Let them woosah. Let them woosah a little bit. Let them just take it all in, because some people can be angry, and those are the ones you need to stay away from. Those be the ones that you be mad and you see them again 5 minutes later. How's everything? You want me to make like this?
But do you know? I agree. But do you know? And statistics show that most marriages, most people are angry or even argue about the most smallest foolishness. It'd be foolishness. It'd be thing that's just it's ridiculous. It's like, come on.
That started 2 days ago or hours ago that was the bigger problem hours ago, but you want to take something so small, like, oh, you didn't
Exactly.
put the shoes away, and now you want to bring it all
Exactly. There
together,
you go.
and you should.
Exactly.
Do not hold anything in. But like I said before, marriage, in any relationship that you are in, do not ever try to take away somebody's voice.
Yes, don't.
And
No.
do not lose your identity in that relationship, because see, a lot of times we want to please each other.
Yeah.
And so sometimes
I'm just
somebody come and get my brother. I'm not sick of him. You know, you want to please your mate. You want to do everything to try to keep the peace. But that is a two-way street. It takes two people to keep that peace. If you're always giving yourself, if it's never a 50-50 and it's 70-30 and 60-40, like Teddy Pendergrass said, it's never a 50-50 love. See, it's never that.
Yeah.
Then you are starting off on the wrong foot. And then you need to go back to the drawing board and say, hey, let's sit down and discuss this, because I can't keep giving and you keep taking. That is the quickest way to send a relationship into a spiral.
Yeah, I agree.
That you, and when someone is willing to sacrifice something, don't always take advantage of that person thinking that they should be the ones that's bending.
And you know what? Another thing I learned too, that even though the older you get, you still learn. We all don't know everything, and especially come in relationships, marriage, you learn as you go along. I learned that I have to, when I keep trying to fix things that you can't. Sometimes you cannot fix things. Sometimes you just need to listen and stop trying to, we have a tendency like, oh, is there anything I can do? If they upset, it could be nothing to do with you. It could be something from work or whatever. And I like, if I can't fix it, I take it personal. Like, okay, well, why you can't just not realize it has nothing to do with me? Yeah, it's like, let me just leave you alone, let you just deal with that. And it's not.
Sweet Lips is an overreader.
Yes, I do. Because you know what?
Overread.
I like to always see the person I'm with a smile on their face. That's why I like, because I always say I'm blessed every morning to wake up. I'm always happy. Because you wake up every morning, you got to be. So I just wanted that person to be the same way. And sometimes it ain't like that. Sometimes
you have to give that person time to get there.
Exactly.
Like you said, it could be work, it can be a family problem, it could be that time of the month, it could be that they're stressing about the bills. And that's when you have to remember that you have to just rely on the Most High to see you through on some of these problems, because we try to solve, like what Sweet Lips is saying, I want to make sure this person's happy and I want to do this and I want to do that. This is when you start praying, like, Lord, I don't know what is wrong with her. You see that she's getting on my damn nerves, so I'm going to give it to you. Because really, that's what be going through. I'm not gonna lie, because that be going through my mind when I start praying, like, Lord, he come through here one more time. Either I'm a triple, I'm not cooking for 2 days, so I don't even know what's going on. But I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you, because if you leave it on me, I might be heading for divorce at this moment. So, sometimes you just have to pray this through. You know what I mean? Because you just never know. And sometimes what we fail to realize is that we're in this relationship and both parties brought trauma into it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whatever your past relationship was that ended, whatever, there's trauma. You're bringing your baggage in. She's bringing her baggage in. And then you're trying to sort it out 4 years later. Yeah. Because you wanted to be in love so bad that you overlooked the first 2 years, not realizing is, kick this heifer out the door and give her damn bags and send her down the road. She crazy.
Yeah. And I don't even go there no more with that. So I'm glad I'm much older now, much more wiser. You know, it's simple.
Right.
I take simple way out. People who listen to Sweet Lips, a simple way out. You just tell your woman, I apologize, sweet. We ain't got to argue about nothing. I mind my business. Just give me a nipple and I'll go to sleep.
Jesus, he said, give him a nipple. Somebody help him. But the bottom line is communication is the key.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Communication.
That's communicating.
The other
That's
one.
communicating.
Yes, it's communicating when you put your mouth on a nipple. It is really
Yeah, it's communicating. What you need, sweetie? I'm communicating to you what I need. You know what I mean? That's communicating.
Guys, so with
you
those
know, it's funny. You looking like, look, the fact is, Sweet Lips ain't the only one like this. Women are just the same.
No. Some are. And it just really depends on, you know, I truly believe that women do mature a little quicker than men. And then some women are, well, could be overbearing, excuse me for my personality. And not overbearing in a negative way. Overbearing, like sometimes I know that I'm just strong-minded and strong-willed. And you know, and then there are times that I know that I have to bring that guard down, bring it down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even when I'm right about something, that I have to hear out what it is that my husband is saying. But when I know that I'm right, you will not convince me that I'm wrong. And the more you try to convince me that I'm wrong when I know I'm right, now that's what brings about an argument.
Yeah.
Because instead of trying to convince me that my way is the wrong way, but when you know fully that I'm going to let you do it your way. I'm not saying we're not going to try it your way. I'm saying because I do, as strong-willed as I am, I still believe in allowing my husband to be the husband, allow him to be the head of the household. So I am going to allow him to, whatever it is, whatever way you want to do it, let's do it your way. You know what I mean? But when I see that it's not going right, I'm just not one of these women that's just going to sit there and remain quiet. As I said before, the man is the head of the household and the woman is the helpmate. But when you see he is going down the rabbit hole, let that fool jump down there by himself. You just see when he comes up, if he's sweaty, that means it didn't work. If he come in and he all smile, that meant it worked. But
you're right. You're 100% right.
You have to allow the man to be the man.
Because sometimes us men know that we're right about certain things, and then your wife want to do it, and you be like, okay, go ahead. And then when it's all said and done, you be like, oh, well, you ain't gonna say I told you so. Be like, okay, then we'll just do it my way. And then sometimes us men don't listen to our wives when we know she may be right, but we just say no. I know I'm right, and I'm gonna do it my way. And then when it fails, we just have to be like, you was right, sweetie. All right, you was right.
No, and then when it fails, just say okay that it fails. Because a lot of times when it fails, because it failed and you don't want to admit that she was right, then you want to get an argument going.
Yeah, see, I'll admit
when an argument starts.
Yeah, if I'm wrong, I'll tell in a minute. Okay, you was right, I was wrong, and that's that. Because you know what? That's the whole idea. It's like, yo, you let them go ahead and do what they do.
That's how you become one. That's how you become one.
Don't make a big deal of it because you was wrong. You was wrong. You was wrong. You move on. That's it.
Exactly. Now let's go on to God's chosen. They elect God, chosen, holy. In context, this refers to God's people and community who have a special guarantee and favor and who have a special personal and communal relationship in him. And some of us do. Some of us do. Some of us know at the moment something is happening that, you know what I mean? I'm gonna give it to the Lord. The Lord gonna take care of it. And you know, you just have some of us that we do forget because we're just human. And the fleshly part of us tells us that, well, along with Satan helping to fog your mind up, that you can do it on your own. And when it's all said and done, you cannot do it on your own. You can't do it on your own.
Yeah.
It is also in the form of a duty, not to receive salvation, but rather for us to respond to what Jesus has freely and lovingly given us. Our divine election means he chose us not by merit or worth, but just because of his pure and perfect purpose and knowledge. We do not deserve, and you know, a lot of us, we have blessings that we just don't deserve, but it's given to us. There's mercy shown on us, and some of us seem to take it for granted, because when it's all said and done, the Most High see in us that what we don't see in ourselves. He have more confidence in us than we have in ourselves, because sometimes we just don't believe that we can do something. Sometimes we just don't, we don't have that self-confidence.
Right.
He gives you that self-confidence. He gives you the tools to believe in yourself. It's provided for you. But sometimes we tend to take it for granted, or sometimes we have heard for so long, oh, you can't do this, you ain't gonna be nothing, you worth nothing, you a loser. We hear that so much that it's so embedded in our heads that we just don't know how to clean it. You know what I mean? So when we're chosen, it's almost like the Most High is in us, cleaning us from head to toe and removing all the doubt and removing all the fear, because we were not given a spirit of fear. We were given a spirit of sound mind. But sometimes, like I said, we hold on to our past junk, and we hold on to all the people and the substance in our lives that was just there kicking us down and reminding us of all of our mistakes. And instead of having self-confidence, we have self-doubt, and we have self-pity, and we move in self-pity.
I agree.
So we need to remember that we're all chosen for a reason. But if we listen to the Holy Spirit and we stand on our faith and keep our spiritual ears and our spiritual eyes open and listen for discernment, like how some of us probably could have been the president already, you know what I mean? But we so busy listening to what everybody's saying about what you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, and you can't do that. We're moving in self-doubt, and we lack trust in ourselves, so we don't have no trust and faith in the Lord. And that's where we're going wrong. Election is never an excuse to ignore our faith or responsibility to produce fruit and unity, but because we have been chosen and we are secure in Christ, and we can respond back to him and others with gratitude. And you know that when the Father bless you with something, you got to give him thanks, and all honor belong to him, because you didn't do it on your own. Because you know, when you tried to do it on your own, you was going in circles. You know, so you get a job, you get a house, you get a car. You know what I mean? You get you get the 7 numbers from the lottery. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These are the blessings given to you. And sometimes you really don't have to go that extra mile. You know, the Most High want to shower you and just show you, hey, look, I can do these things for you, but you have to show your faith to me. You have to put me first, and I will deliver. I will give everything to you that you want. But you have to have patience. You have to have forgiveness. You have to show love. You have to show respect. You have to show you have to be humble. You have to humble yourself before the Lord. And sometimes you have to humble yourself before others, even when they're doing you wrong.
Yeah.
You got to be you have to love them. You have to love them. Um, Now, let me continue on here. Thus, when the reality of what Christ has done for us hits and motivate us, we can put forth every conceivable effort and passion to live out the Christian life. As Augustine, Calvin, and Spurgeon all said, divine and human responsibility go hand in hand. So why would we not put off what hold us back? Why would we not want to be grateful, grace oriented, forgiving, loving, and virtuous? Now, I'm going to give you, before we close here, these here scriptures, okay, that you can reference back to from this passage that I just read. Deuteronomy 4, verse 37, John 3, verse 16, John 6, verse 37, um, Romans 3, verse 21 to 28, Romans 8, verse 29 to 33, Romans 9, verse 10 to 24, 1 Corinthians 1, verse 1 and 2, Ephesians 1, verse 4 and 5, Thessalonians 2, verse 13, Thessalonians 2, 13, 2 Timothy 1, 8 through 9, 1 Peter 1, verse 1 through 2, and then 2 through 9. So, guys, there, I'm going to mark this off too, so I know where I am starting from. But, guys, that is some of the description and the promises in unity, and not just in marriage, in a relationship, period. Need be boyfriend, girlfriend, need be a marriage, need be your community, need be your church. Unity. Because when it's all said and done, we were not created to be by ourselves. We were not.
Right.
We were not.
Gotta have a honey bun. Gotta have a honey bun next to you.
You got to have a honey bun. You got to have some, but you should always work towards, because this is what I believe. I truly believe this too, that in the new kingdom of God, when the resurrection comes and it's all said and done, I don't believe that it will be a single person, because the world was not created for a single person. The world was created for a couple. So I believe even the ones that don't think that they'll ever get married in this next life, he'll be married. You hear that, sweet lips? I don't know the who. I don't know if he gives back the same mate. But in this, no, we don't know. That's why we have to pray. That's why we have to pray for ourselves. We have to pray for our mates. We have to pray for our children. We have to pray for our great grandchildren. We have to pray for other people in the world outside of yourself. You have to pray. You have to pray for people. But I just truly believe that in this next life, there will be no single. There's no such thing as he lives over there by himself and she by herself. Because I think that if your name in the book of life, he gonna pair you up with somebody anyway. But this guys, thank you for allowing us to just share this with you, because like I said before, no more 3-minute marriages, no more 4-month contracts and calling it a marriage. Okay. But we are also going to go over where's God to say when you should divorce. Because like I said, I just don't believe that the Most High said, stay with someone that is mentally or physically, sexually abusing you. I'm telling you, there's no way that no father, not the Father in heaven, not the Father in the flesh, will say, stay. Anyway, this is Sledge, and over there's my little brother Sweet Lips, and we will continue this on tomorrow. And you know, I'm looking this week to wrap up Unity so we can move into the next promise that God has given for a marriage. So again, Sweet
Thanks
Lips.
for joining.